Hello everyone. Today we are going to look what Xcode looks like. So in my last video, I showed you that the basic tools would be Xcode, Interface Builder, iPhone Simulator, and instruments. So today I am going to show you what Xcode. In this video, I'm going to show you what Xcode looks like. So when you start up Xcode the first time, once you install the SDK from Apple's website and launch Xcode, the icon looks like this here on the left side, and when you open Xcode, it will show you this welcome screen. Welcome to Xcode. You can check this, show this window when Xcode launches or not. On the right side, it shows all the recent projects. We don't have any projects right now, so it's empty. When we start creating more and more projects, this side shows all the recent projects that you worked on. On the left side, it shows you what version you're using. I'm using version 4.0, which is the latest version right now. There is a new SDK coming out pretty soon. It's in beta version right now, but this is version 4.0. You can create a new Xcode project just by clicking here. You can connect to a repository. We want to look at that in the later videos. You can learn more about how to use Xcode here. It goes to documentation for Xcode, and you can go to developer portal where we went in the last video. So there are some important links here. I will uncheck this so it doesn't show up every time, and I will click on a new project, and we can go through each and everything. So when I click on a new project, it will show me this screen. This screen shows some frameworks that Apple has already written for you, so you can actually make your own app, select what application you want to start up from. You can start up from any one of them right away, but let's go through each one of them and see what they are. So first one is navigation based application. It is more suited for applications where you have navigation. So you're going from one screen to another. There's a navigation bar on top. You can think of it more like let's say a call for the phone app that already comes with iPhone. So you can go from one screen to another. You can look at all the different details that contacts you have on your phone. If you click on any one of them, it goes to the more detailed description, which shows the name, the phone number, text message, Facebook, and all those things, and you can come back. So this navigation controller helps you navigate from one screen to another screen. Next one is OpenGL ES application. This is used for making games. So using OpenGL, if you have experience with OpenGL, we might touch a little bit in later videos on OpenGL and how to make it. So that's OpenGL split view based application. So if you see, if I select any one of the application, it gives me a little description of what this application is. This split view based application is only for iPad. If you know, iPhone and iPad, they use the same Xcode, same programming, everything is same. The only difference is iPad has bigger screen than iPhone. All the iPhone applications run on iPad, but iPad application don't run on iPhone. iPad has two extra view controllers. I'll tell you more what view controllers are later. But two view controllers. One is this split view based split view controller, and pop overview controller. We'll look at them in the later videos. The next one is tab application. Tab bar application, what it does is it gives you a tab bar at the bottom with two tabs and two view controllers. What it lets you do is, if again the phone application has five different tabs at the bottom. If you look on your phone, you'll see that it has favorites, recents, contacts, keypad, and voicemail. So this is more like a tab bar application where there is a tab bar at the bottom and different tabs which you can navigate through. And the next one is utility application. This is more like a weather app or the stocks app, where you see a view in front, and when you click the I button at the bottom, it flips over to show the back view. So this actually creates that at that and gives you the starting point. View based application is the second to basic application. What this does is it gives you an application with a view controller. We'll look at what view controller is later, but let's see the last one, window based application. Window based application is the simplest application that can be there. It just has a window. So let me tell you about windows and view controllers. So what happens is, when you start a project, every app has a window. Every app has only has a window, and this window actually stays at the bottom of the app, and you can have multiple view controllers on top. You can think of it as, let's say you have your TV, which is a window, and you can keep on changing the channels, which are different view controllers. So view controllers can come and go on top of window. You can switch them across, which is a good layout. You keep things separate using view controllers. You can put, suppose you are making an application which lets you share things on social networking, so like say Facebook and Twitter. So you can have one view controller which is just for Facebook, one view controller which is just for Twitter, one for Flickr, one for, so you can separate things around, but window remains at the bottom all the time. So that's window based application. So this one will give you a simplest application, just a window, no nothing on top of it, just the simple just one. So if you see on the left side, we have iOS and Mac OS applications. We will not be working on Mac OS applications in this set of tutorials. We'll just look at iPhone tutorials. There's also framework and library. You can actually take people's frameworks and libraries and add it over here. There's a Cocoa Touch static library over here which comes by default, and other, there's an empty project here. So we don't have anything yet installed, but we will be adding more and more things as and when we go ahead. So let's look at these applications. Let's look at a window based application first, to learn more about what other things are there in Xcode. So when I do next, it gives me an option to enter the name of the application. This will be, say, let's say hello world application. So if I create a hello world application, it also has a company identifier. This should be unique bundle identifier below, which the company identifier creates a bundle identifier, which takes the company identifier and the name of the project. So this should be unique for every single application. There can't be two different applications with the same bundle identifier. Apple will not let you upload any applications with the same bundle identifier. So I normally keep it as com.vivianarana and then the name of the application at the end of it. You can select what you're making for iPhone, iPad, or Universal. We'll look at what Universal is later. Universal is kind of the application can work on both iPhone and iPad. So let's focus on iPhone right now and use core data and include unit tests. We're gonna uncheck these first. We'll look at this in later chapters, what core data is, what unit tests are. So let's go ahead with just making the application. Then it will ask you where do you want to save it. See, on desktop I'll create a folder called as YouTube projects, and inside that I can save it. There's also at the bottom create local Git repository. If you're familiar with Git, it also, Xcode lets you communicate via Git, and you can do source control using Git. We will look at this in the later videos when we look at repositories. So let me say go ahead and create, and it creates a basic application layout, just a skeleton of the application. It creates the application on the top. Let's start from the so what we have right now is a window-based application. So it's a window-based template with all the files that are there. We'll look at the files in a while. Let's look at Xcode a little bit more. So what we have is on the left side we have a run button. If you look at the run button, if I just run it, I've not changed any code, I've not written anything, and if I just run it, it will just open the iPad simulator even though it's iPhone application, and it will show as a small application as if it's an iPhone application. The thing is, what I've done here is selected iPad simulator. If I select iPhone application, run it again, it will stop the previous application, open iPhone again, and run the application in an iPhone. It's a window based application, there's nothing in it, just a window on it. So I can stop the application from running, and here I can see the name of the application and which device I want to run it. If I have a device connected, it will show up here and I can run in a device, or I can run it in a simulator, iPad simulator, iPhone simulator. We'll look at these devices in a little while. Then we have breakpoints. You can enter breakpoints anywhere on your file and enable it or disable it by just clicking this button. So this is very helpful. We'll look at breakpoints when we do some real coding. And here in the center we have a status of the entire application, what the application is doing right now, what it's going through. Next to it we have editor options. You can just look at the file, you can look at a couple of different files, you can have compare your current file with the repository, So this is helpful. I normally use this view. You can also enlarge your working area, so by removing all the different views that are there, or you can get all the views in here and work with them. So there's views on all the sides. So I normally prefer using the entire space so I can see the entire code, and I'll be using it this way. Just to switch between files, I'll use this, where I can just select different files as and when it's required. Next thing is organizer. So what this organizer has is, if the currently it's selected documentation file, so it has vast amount of documentation. Entire iOS 3 library is documented inside. iOS 4.3 library is documented inside this, so you can get any and everything about Xcode over here, or iOS programming here. There's archives. If you archive something, it will come up here. We'll see what that is later. It will shows all the projects that you're working on right here. By clicking on projects, it's a little slow, but okay, so there it is. All displays all the projects. It shows all the repositories that I have used for my projects. It also shows you the different iPhones that are connected to that have been used in this particular computer for programming. So that's organizer. Let's get out and let's see what else we have. So at the bottom we have file structure. We have different tabs here where you can see warnings, you can see threads, you can see breakpoints, you can see what's going on. And this, the first one, is the file structure. So what does the file structure show? It shows the project. If I right click, show in Finder, I can see the project and the project folder where it has rest of the files. You'll see the organization over here is not as same as here, because this lets Xcode organizes files for you in a better way, so you can arrange them according to your preferences. Like I can create a new group and call it, say, main files, and I can just copy and paste this. So this, it will not create a folder here with the name my main files. It just for representation, just for organizing your code. So that's why this is here. And there are a bunch of different folders here which you don't see in your actual project. Let's go ahead and see what they are. So when the application runs first, okay, let's look at it from the bottom. So products has hello world app. This is the final product that gets installed on a simulator or on a phone. So that's that products. We're never going to touch it. It's going to create automatically whenever we run the project. So, and then there are some frameworks: UIKit framework, Foundation framework, Core graphics. What Apple does for you is it writes all the code for you, all the basic features, functions, elements that you use. We'll look at these in as and when we work more on it. But these are the frameworks that has all the different kit tools that you need, all the different elements that you need for making an iPhone app. And above here, so we have supporting files. What are supporting files? Supporting files has hello world info page. This is information about your project. So it has all the different project information about your project, your bundle identifier, your icon file, if your name of the app. If it has dollar and curly brackets and product name, it gets it from the app properties. So, and then it has a bunch of different things. You can add a bunch of different things or remove it. One of the one that I use quite often is it's called, I'll just say add row, and inside add row I can just um, say icon already includes gloss effect, so it doesn't add that gloss effect. If I say yes and I run the project, what you'll see is I use a lot of shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. I just press Windows product command R, which is for running the project. So if you look at the icon now, it has a gloss effect. So if I delete this file and run it again, now what you'll see is I still has a gloss effect. Icon already includes gloss effects. Yes. No, why didn't it add it? One second, let's try again. Add row. Icon already includes gloss effect. I'll say yes, clean it and run it. And when I run it, hopefully now it will Strange, it's not working. I don't know what's going on wrong. Anyway, let's move on. So this is kind of all the information about a file. There's strings where you can keep some strings. Then there's hello world pch. This is pre-compiled header file which pre-compile some of the frameworks for you, so it doesn't have to compile it again and again, which takes time while building the project. So it